team and try and get their spirits down early, because you're going to need one here to bring this thing back up to 1 apiece.
We see the same pathing split that we saw in the previous game with that solo Lucario top for Blackhand and the solo Greedy top for Nemesis. We have Duraludon as well as Faruki heading into the central areas for each team respectively, as our first brawl breaks out over that ever-important first Dino on the bottom, which it looks like Wigglytuff was able to secure here.
Yeah, that's great if they're going to go the Sing route, because you want to get that early. That's when it allows you to push forward into this lane, especially and try and catch some of these ranged Pokemon early. Look at the Yeet Fan positioning here as Slashcan jumps up and they're putting the pressure on Asenable. Asenable making it out in the face of Slashcan. Yeet Fan just chipping in and sending them packing, saying you've overstayed your welcome.
Yeah, really like this pressure from Blackhand. I like that they decided to walk up and just start contesting the Audinos, kind of acknowledging the fact, hey, the downside to your Rowlet early is the fact that it's not going to allow you to contest last hit. So rather than trying to fight against your triple muscle band path, we're instead just going to secure these pieces of wild Pokemon and then get out.
Our Trio and Trainer LGC moving in tandem in that top path, and they're in the face of Bulby, but here comes Chaotic, going to throw some damage out. It's all about the bees. Are they going to elect to take each other's body? A Trio getting a good share of that as they turn into Greedin here, already level 5, and the chase is on. Bulby's trying to get the KO, but that Greedin is slippery, gets out. Trainer LGC literally just sitting on that top goal zone, firing some water into the face of the opposing squad, sending them packing.
Yeah, anytime you can be at parity with Lucario in the top path as a non-Lucario Pokemon, you got to be pretty happy with your position. So both Lucario and Greedin there being 5 is pretty big. That being said, looking to the bottom path, we're seeing what I would more expect to be the norm in this bottom path, where Rowlet is still not quite hitting level 5 for its first evolution yet, and Blackhand is a little bit ahead there to start.
Yeah, Bulby putting the pressure on our Trio a little bit. Our Trio, no stranger to that, as LGC is coming with Bulby. Now they got the pressure on our Trio, frames them up and darts through, and with the combination of Trainer and Trainer LGC, they're able to take out Bulby here. Here comes Chaotic to try and keep some of this scoring from going in. Our Trio playing forward, letting the Frogadier get out of there, but the Frogadier grabs an Apom on their way out and gets that Greninja well sussed out. Nemesis, again, getting the early experience lead here, and they're going to keep pushing that advantage.
So a little bit of ahead in the top path for Nemesis while being a little bit behind in the bottom path. We see that Rowlet second form hitting level 6. He needs one more level to hit that final form of Decidueye at level 7 here. And we see those bees getting ready to spawn at the 720 mark, being the next key source of experience for all these players.
We just saw the central area players for both teams go down, one to the Eldegoss on Nemesis' side, and I'm not too sure who took out Duraludon, but that's worth noting here as both those players are still sitting at level 7. And typically you ideally want them at level, close to 9 for Dreadnought here, but neither of them are in that stratosphere.
We see Greedin getting to the bottom path first here, but everybody quickly soon joining in. I think for Nemesis' side here, you really want to take this engagement before starting the objective because you lack the powerful secure of a Duraludon on your team. So this Dreadnought walking back and resetting its health pool is very beneficial to them as Blackhand immediately starts hitting the objective again.
Yeah, each team gave up some KOs, but now they're back in the mix here as our Trio goes down the Greedin to the Duraludon. Now we're pushing Rexes down. They go down. That's 2 players down for Nemesis. Those are the 2 biggest chunky ones in the front here. As now there's 2 down for Blackhand, and the team's working through. Look at Asenable. Look at Bulby. They're trying to work through. Train LGC still up. KO streak of 3, and they're just mowing. KO streak of 4. They're mowing it down. Are they going to take the Dreadnought? They are, with the help of Asenable and Trainer LGC now. Just level 8 shades ago. Now level 10 and feeling good.
We see the power of those surf resets inside of that engagement. Greninja surfed across Duraludon, it surfed across another, and bing, 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 like dominoes, all of Blackhand's Pokemon were knocked out in quick succession there.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to keep Trainer LGC on a leash because they are just running rampant here. And now we have the Unite move by our Trio getting in the face of Blackhand all over this goal zone as all of Nemesis is still there. We see a Unite move by Duraludon. They're working through, but look, it's the Slowbro up front and Trainer LGC, of course, taking the body and getting a KO here. Rex still playing forward, and now the points are just raining in this goal zone. And if they can work through that, just like you said, the Decidueyes get their stacks in, Jeff.
Yep, and we see that exact same 5-player push for the full team on Nemesis on the bottom there, allowing Decidueye to start unlocking that attack weight stacking with a couple of scores there to start. We also saw a very good pivot from Blackhand. In the previous game, Blackhand had rotated players out of the bottom right away, but they adjusted this time through even if they weren't successfully able to push that attack off.
Trainer LGC, Yeet Fan, and Artriu. Good presence in the top path. Nobody's all over Rotom yet, but they're all squaring up here as it's just Hoopa left to babysit the bottom path goal zone. Rex is playing very far forward, and they're trying to use Yeet Fan and LGC to get in the mix here, as here we go. Just Artriu getting to the mix. Now they're trying to work through Rotom, but Blackhand takes it from a range here, and let's see if they decide to escort it in. They're pushing. Unite move by Duraludon, and they're going to try to use that as a piggyback to get these points in, and they start raining them in, and they're going to close this goal zone out with a huge overcap.
So Blackhand is caught back up and then some in terms of points. However, if we look at one of the more important scoreboards, especially for the early and mid game, the levels are definitely still favoring Nemesis here. We're going to start seeing a bunch of Unite moves popping off for all of our characters as the second Dread starts to come up. See Greninja get portaled in off of that Hoopa after it was recently knocked out.
I mean, the buddy barrier's doing work because nobody's fallen yet. Of course, I say that Slowbro, Lucario, Duraludon all biting the dust here, as now it's Artriu on the Dreadnought Trainer LGC. Blackhand doesn't really have any players that can pressure right now, as that Hoopa already used its Unite move. They're chasing down Mopwop as Enable's on the scene. They get a KO there, and now there's 3 players around Dreadnought. Nemesis just has to hold back Curios. They do. Fluffy Tail Dreadnought, KO Streak, a 2 for the Hoopa. Goodbye, Turtle. The squirrel is eating you up. And Nemesis pushing that level advantage, and just a great showing in that bottom path.
Such fantastically consistent engages from Nemesis here. They take that team fight, they knock out the Duraludon, the Pokemon capable of securing on Blackhand's team, and they quickly pivot to turning on the objective, picking off the rest of Blackhand as they come in as the objective gets low.
Something that's getting pretty dangerous. That Decidueye, that bottom path Pokemon, level 12, and Duraludon just ticked from level 12 to level 13 on Blackhand. And that's not where you want to be in the damage dealing race here. Blackhand really wants to get Duraludon up on those levels, as Yeet Fan, look at them just sussing out with those big arrows, firing them across the map and seeing who the weakest link is so they can say goodbye, firing them through the bead.
Just how much incredible range the Spirit Shackle has on Decidueye. That arrow flies further than we can even see off of our spectator screen here, pinning Pokemon in place and lowering their speed should they try and walk outside of that arrow's deadly circle.
Rex doing a great job playing in front of the squad here, is going to unlock the door for them to put pressure on Rotom. Blackhand not willing to give it up too easily, as Slash Can gets in the mix with a big sleep. Duraludon converting on a KO on the Slowbro here, but Nemesis is sending the Rotom, but immediately they're scattering away from it. They know that's not what's important. That's that map present that they don't actually have to exist in here, as Artriu gets into the mix with a quick belch and then scampers away, and all of Nemesis resets to get some of that Pokemon experience that rests throughout the map.
Yeah, we see Nemesis pause there for a minute, wait and see if the Rotom's gonna go in, or if there's few enough of Blackhand there that they can pressure it. They acknowledge, no, this is not worth getting knocked out for. We're gonna back off and go get value somewhere else on the map, likely knocking out wild Pokemon, and more importantly, getting into position as Zapdos spawns here at 2 minutes.
Yeah, Nemesis is all over it here, and Blackhand trying to get together to make a collective push, because they're gonna need everything. Rex playing forward, eyeing up Curios, and here we go, we're chipping in, we're waiting. There's the Hoop on bound. We're there to bring in everybody in like the Avengers. Here we go. Chaotic into the mix. That's Duraludon. Buddy berries are everywhere. We're chucking fists into each other's faces. That's another Unite move, and 2 more Unite moves from the Lucario and the Greninja. And we're mowing them down. 1 player down for Blackhand. Nemesis keeps pushing forward. Nemesis takes it. 2 players down. 3 players down for Blackhand. And now they have taken the bodies. They've laid them down. They've got the points. They got to convert. Straight ducats after stealing up the Zapdos here. And Rex gets the first Hundo Burger in, as Nemesis is turning the tides into the face of Blackhand.
Just consistently fantastic engagements, battle after battle here. The Duraludon went down for Blackhand, and Nemesis knew that was their moment to turn and secure with their Surf, with their Spirit Shackle, with their belch from their Greedent. They took the objective successfully, just like they did both of the Dreadnoughts that game. Really fantastic team fights overall from Nemesis in this set.
Yeah, 313-point difference here. Artriu's playing so far forward. Blackhand needs, again, full pockets, full hearts, and a team push on that furthest goal zone to make this work. But I'm not seeing a lot of purple pips get together here, as they're just trying to rein it in the hard way. But Artriu is there always to put in a 45 once everybody leaves the home goal zone here. They get plus 46 there, 353 to 612, and I don't think that's enough, Jeff. Not quite yet.
Look at the HP pools just get deleted off of these characters from these arrows from afar. Sure, they broke that outside goal and got their first bits of points in, but they were left at a third of their life total, Doob, unable to push in on the second point that they desperately need to score on as well.
I mean, that belly flop, just belly flopping in for another 100 points to rub salt into the wound there by who else but, of course, the Greedent, just getting those final points, and his Black Hand is dispatched unceremoniously out of these loser semifinals by NEMESIS.
Yeah, NEMESIS looking quite dominating in those